Hey guys, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to work with htaccess file. So if you want to work in any big project in PHP, so there are very good chances you will come across a situation where you might need to use a .htaccess file. Now what exactly .htaccess file is? Basically we can set up some directives. We can so for example, if you want to go to any directory, you can set some permissions there, you can set some redirects there, you can set what exactly file going to be responsible for if once a user reaches to a particular directory. So for example, I have here currently XAMPP installed, so it's installed and running, and if I go to simply as say localhost here, you will notice that it by default goes to localhost dashboard. Now what if I have a folder inside my XAMPP where I want to have load? So I don't want to load dashboard, I want to load my project. So what we can do basically for the application, I am XAMPP in here htdocs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this htdocs folder because this is the folder responsible for our local host. So in the code editor, so I open the Visual Studio and drag and drop my htdocs folder there. Now if you see here, basically we have index.php which is responsible for what is happening here. It is redirected to dashboard. So here it says it checks if it's HTTP, HTTPS, and after that here is the header location which is getting redirected to dashboard. So what we can do, basically we can comment this out, right? So it is commented now. Now if I go back here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the private window here, private, and I'm gonna try the localhost again. So I go to localhost and we get this message, and that message is coming from here. So this time it didn't redirect. Now what I want to do, I want to go to the Sky folder. So there is a folder Sky, and there is index.php where I'm saying hello. Alright, and there is an image also loading there. So let's see how we can do it. So here in the main directory, I'm going to create a file called .htaccess. So for that, it's going to be .htaccess, and we can tell that we want to redirect our user to a subdirectory, and we can do that. Now doing it is quite straightforward. All we need to do, we need to say here rewrite, and it's going to be engine. This is how you make htaccess basically the Apache server know like what we exactly want. So we want redirect engine to on, and we want to pass a rewrite rule. So it's going to be write rule, just like that. So I say here that everything we want to put it inside a Sky directory, and we pass here like this. Okay, so anything user comes on localhost, user should be redirected to the Sky folder. So this is saved. Now I go back here and refresh, you will notice that it redirected me to Sky folder. So here in the Sky folder I have the index.php. If I say here 1 2 3, save it, go back there, refresh, you'll notice that it is updating. So every time now I go to localhost, it takes me to Sky folder. So this is how you can redirect and set up. You can have even inside this folder, you don't in case we did it on localhost and to go to a subdirectory, just to show an example, but you can have it inside your Sky folder and then go to any other subdirectory inside your project folder. You can do that. Now another thing I want to do is, like, someone goes to my website and I want to have some kind of authentication. Like, I don't want to code it, I want to put it in htaccess so that it saves my time from coding, and only user will be able to see the site page if they are authenticated. So for that, I go back to the code editor here, again htaccess. I'm gonna put it on the same directory on Sky. So here this redirect stays, so it is in the main directory. We are just saying go inside Sky, so I close this. Now once we are inside Sky, you will see, let me do this, let me open the Sky folder, XAMPP, htaccess, then this sky folder. So I just open this here, drag and drop here. So okay, so this is the sky folder. I have htaccess file here. What I'm gonna do, we're gonna make it empty, and we're gonna write some rule. So here in this htaccess file, again, and we want to say rewrite engine. So write, and make sure these spellings are correct, otherwise it won't work. So rewrite engine on. Then we want to say here auth, and we want to pass auth name, and I'll say here restricted restricted. Okay, so spelling content, and then I want to say here auth, basically the auth type. So it's gonna be basic. We just want to authenticate, nothing much fancy. So auth user file. So they're going to be auth user file. I already created it here, and if you notice here that there is the .htaccess.wd, this is the file. So we just need to say where this file is, and this file is in the current directory. So I can simply pass its name, htaccess.wd, right? And then we want to say last not least require valid user. So it's to access this page we require a valid dash user. So save it, and let's see again. Now if refresh, it is asking for username and password. Now the question is, we haven't set the username and password, so how we do that? Now if I go to htaccess.wd file, you will notice here that we have a name. So first is the John. So this is going to be the username, and then colon, and then we have a password which is kind of encrypted. So I'm gonna tell you that this password is 123, nothing more, and I'll show you how you can encrypt it like this. So let's see if it works. So if I go here, I need to say here John, and then I say 123, and then I say sign in. So we get an error. Right, so we are getting the server error. We need to correct it. So for that, what do we need to do? Go back to the code editor. So this is happening after the authentication. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna comment this .htaccess. So as it is a .htaccess, it is kind of invisible. You won't be able to see in the directory if you go to directory straight away, because it's an invisible file. And here when I change it to anything, so what I would do, put a just change the name. Now it is visible, you can see here. And if I go back here now, .htaccess file no longer working, we are straight away getting the content here. So what do we want to do? Okay, so we know that something is not right, something is happening wrong here. So basically I need to make sure that the file path it is provided is correct. So we can check that using the server root. There is a function I'm gonna copy here in the index where we are getting the hello 123 here, so that we can see. So here I put it, so it says $_server document root. Now I go here, refresh, you get the complete path. So we need to copy this path, go here, and we are inside sky folder. So what we need to do here is that we need to put it like this, then /sky/r file. All right, so now it's the complete path. So I'm gonna rename the file back to the way it was, and let's retry. So all right, so now I reopen the browser, go into private window, and there I say localhost, and it asks for the password name again, sign in, and you can see now it is successfully signing in and showing the content. So just check the document root for you and it will work. All good, all is working, but how we encrypt the password, because we have the htaccess.wd file, we have the encrypted password, and in any case, if someone comes to this file, they shouldn't be able to see the password straight away. So what is the point of securing if they can check through the file? So it should be encrypted. So this file is htaccess.wd. If you go simply to Google and type like htaccess.wd, you will see that there is generator coming. Simply hit generator and you will get a generator there. So we simply click on this link, and here we need to pass the username and password. So I'm going to pass here John again the same way, and the password going to be, this time I say 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then here we say Apache specific salted. So here create.ht password file, and you see here it gives us a password, and so it is encrypted now, and we can use it here. As I have it already here, so I'm not going to use it, and we already tested it. So you can try this on your own as well on your application. It is one of the way you can put authentication where you don't want to work much. You just want user to be authenticated before reaching to the application. Alright guys, so for static images and files, there is a caching that works in Apache. So we can alter and change the settings in there using htaccess file, and we can make our website a bit faster in performance if we talk about. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the another browser window here, and here I'm going to go to localhost, and here you can see it's asking the password. I pass the password, John 1 2 3, login. So we are here. I go to inspect. Now here, if I go to network and refresh, you will notice that currently we don't have any code for cache in htaccess, but if we see here, we have the image, this image getting loaded from the memory cache. So it is doing it all by itself. If we check the headers we have here and the header details, and basically I want to cache it for a specific period of time, so that user, if he uses or comes back in that particular time, it stays there. So for that, what we can do, we can see I'm gonna add here some code. So I'm gonna copy paste that code that I have with me, so that we can save some time as well. So it's gonna be like this. So basically we are saying here file matches, there are the list of extensions. You can put here the extensions. Then there is a header set cache control. So if I go back here, currently we don't see cache control here, and it's gonna add that here. So and then it's gonna set the max age to 86,400 public. 86,400 is 24 hours. So basically if you go in a calculator, so that 60 seconds in 1 minute, and 1 hour has 60 minutes, so it's going to be 60 into 60, 36. Then we want to have 24 hours, so it's 86,400. That's what we have there. Now we go back here, and now refresh and go here, and what I want to do first, I right click on it and say clear browser cache, and OK, and hit it again. Go back here, and here you can see that we have cache control now. Max it says to 86,400. Now the image will load quite fast, and it is going to be cached, but for a longer period of time. If you want to increase it, you can set it more, and that is also very useful in using htaccess to working with your images. Now let's see something more interesting. So if I go here, I look for index.php and hit return, we see the content. But if I remove the .php from here and hit it, it gives me an error. And you might want to remove the extensions from your browser in your application. So you can do that. That's quite easy. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this. And here we're going to basically I can have the rewrite engine on, so that I don't have to type it again. Then I say re and write, and this time it is going to be condition. Alright, and for condition we put just like cond, like this, and then I say percentage, and we are going to say here request underscore file name. Alright, and here like this, so we are just requesting a file, and here again rewrite rule. For the syntax, you will have to visit the documentation basically. So here what I'm gonna do here, I'm putting here this, and then slash, then dot, and here I put plus and dollar. Okay, and then here we say $1.php. So we are simply now nc slash capital L. So this is simply we are saying that if there is a dot extension, anything, we just want to use the .php for that. So it is going to remove the dot extension, and you're still going to use a file with .php. So here, if we hit it, you can see it's still getting it. Now, for getting familiar with the syntax, I'm going to leave the link to the post where all these conditions and rules will be written, so you can have the understanding how to make these things work, and you can see there for more examples as well. So far so good. We have the index working, so we are using it without .php, but we're using the file that has .php extension. So now another thing we need to do is the handle custom links. So you might want to create your own framework or something, so you can do this. So let's say you are building an API and you want to redirect every request to a particular file. So how you can do that? So for that, simply, so I create a folder here, and I'm gonna call it API, and inside this folder I create a file, and I'm gonna call it index.php, or anything you can call it. So here, when we are in the main directory, what I want that when user, I'm gonna remove this code for now, and here I'm gonna say when a user navigates for API, we need to send him to this index file, and this index file would decide what to do with that user, or what request user is doing. So here we have rewrite engine on. Here I'm gonna say rewrite rule. So rewrite rule, and then anything with API, pass it to index.php. All right. Now here, if I go and refresh, nothing will change. However, yeah, for the index, so we have it like this. Now if I say here API, to actually it's going to the main here. So we need to tell the inside API folder. So here you can pass here API slash like this, refresh. Now it's blank, and inside this API we can say something. So here PHP, and we can say echo this is API route. Alright, something like that, and save it and go and refresh. This is API route. So you can see, like, if user passes API in your browser, you can create a controller which catches the request, and you can let's say, for example, you might want to check, you can get the URL, and then you can break the URL, and you can see this is API requests, and you can send the user to a particular route. So this is something we are doing. So here, that's the magic of it. So simply you can do it. You can pass here. So previously it was going to index, and here now it is going to index from the API folder. So what if you want to send user to some page when user is passing some URL which is not there? So for example, if I pass here some gibberish and hit return, it says object not found, error 400, but we want a page that handles that. So we have an errors directory here, and I created two pages here, basically 404, 500. So if I go inside it, it simply says page not found, error from 400 page. And the same way here, 500 error occurred. So in htaccess, we need to write another line in here. What do we want to say? We say here error document. So we are simply saying the error document for a particular error. So for 404, we are saying which error it's going to be now. All right, so we have the error. We are saying 404, and then we want to say here the directory path. So we're gonna say simply 404 underscore error and .php. Now we don't have this here, we have it inside headers, so it's gonna be errors slash error.php. Right, so if I save it, go back here, refresh, it prints the file name instead of the message. So if we don't put a slash here, it is gonna assume this is a message. So you can pass a message here. So if you can say here like page not found, you know, and save it and refresh, go there, page not found. So it's easy like it. If it is slash or something, then it's gonna work that way. So for this, what we need to do, we need to target it to the 404 arrow.php file, and for that we need the document root. So if you remember, we previously used that. So if we go to the scribe directory, and here we still have the document root, so we can copy that, and here I put it, and after htdocs we have sky, so I need to put that sky, and then inside sky folder we have errors. Now technically it should work, but we need to provide the path from the sky folder, so it's gonna be like this. And I already mentioned if you won't put a slash, it is going to take it as a string, so we need to put a slash here. Now it should be working. So if I go back here and refresh, we see page not found, error from 404 page. So you get the idea. This time it is coming from here. So here you put anything, thank you, it will be shown there. So you can have a redirect custom using htaccess. So that can be useful. So you can do it this way. Same way you can pass for the error for 500. So simply 500, and then you have the 500 error. Now when you have the 500 error, it is gonna go there. Right, so there can be a scenario when you want to send every anything user types an URL to a certain file. So how we can do that? So currently we already did for APIs, so user passes API, we pass to index file inside API folder. But for anything other than that, what we can do is I remove this, and I'm going to put 2 line of code to get the file name or request file name here, read condition, and then we want to pass here rewrite rule, and it's gonna be simply dot, and then I want to pass it to /sky/index.php. so everything we type, it is gonna send it to here. Now go here, refresh. By default on Sky it works, that's alright, but if you put here anything now, it will still work. So if I put here numbers, if it's not there, it's there, doesn't matter, it is going to load the index, and that's how it works, and you might want to use it. And